I've heard a lot of different myths about hearing aids, what they can do, what they can't do, and people make assumptions. But then I've heard some kind of crazy stuff as well, and I just thought, right, let me clarify everything. Let me just clear the myth of what people think hearing aids are and what they can and they can't do in this video right now. Here's the situation, because even though I'm wearing the hearing aids right now, it doesn't mean that it's a cure. It's there to assist you, it's there to help you. It doesn't mean that you will have exactly the same hearing level as the average person. It doesn't exist like that. It doesn't work like that. We're still using a piece of technology. And it's not going to be the same quality as well, because really it's almost kind of electronic. I say almost because it used to be so bad. And I'm talking like back in the 90s where it was just robotic. Everyone sounded like a robot to me anyway. But now it's getting a lot better, and when you go to an audiologist, they're kind of like a sound engineer. They just make the adjustment with the acoustic and the bass and the treble, all that kind of stuff. But it still doesn't mean that it is the most natural sound. I'm wearing it, even though I can hear myself, it doesn't sound like a clear, smooth sound. And just because someone is wearing a hearing aid doesn't mean that they can hear you perfectly fine as well. You might come across with people who wear hearing aids and they don't hear very, very well. It's just there to help them give that little bit extra sound in their ear and help them with their everyday life. But it doesn't mean that like they have perfectly fine. So if you have a person who is completely profoundly deaf, wearing a hearing aid will not fix that problem, and that's something that we should all be aware of. So just bear that in mind. When someone is wearing a hearing aid, it doesn't mean that they can hear you perfectly. There are still so many factors, like the environment around you. Is it noisy? Is it clear to you face to face? Can they lip read you? All these things take into account as well, so bear that in mind as well. The other thing as well is that there are different types. I mean, let me just show you this one as well. This is the one I'm wearing right now, and this is the one that's been provided by the NHS standard. But it changes all the time, the technology, because if you compare it with the other one I used to have, which is this one, can you see that? Compared to this one, slight differences, especially with the tube. This one's a bit thicker, whereas the other one is a bit smaller. And the reason I can't wear this one is because not enough sounds travel through my ear, and I wouldn't pick up all the sound that I would like, so I have to wear the one with the bigger tube. And this is the thing as well, there are different type of hearing aids for different purposes. So if I want to wear the really tiny one that goes right into my ear, it won't work, because I've got a specific type of hearing loss, which is mainly high pitch, and those small hearing aids will not work. So because of that, I have to wear these bad boys, the one with the big thick tubes. This one is there just to help me out. So again, just make sure that you know that if someone is wearing different type of hearing aids, it's for different reasons as well. And don't forget, everyone has different type of hearing loss, so you might come across with a few people who, when you take theirs off, you might be still able to talk to them and have a conversation like we are doing right now. So a person like me, for example, in a certain environment, I can do that. I can not wear a hearing aid and then I can speak to you fine. But for other people, it might be a bit more challenging, but still it might work okay depending on, for example, the environment, the lighting, can they see your face, can they lip read you? There's so many factors there as well. So just because the person is not wearing a hearing aid, you can't just make an assumption. Sometimes they can hear, sometimes they can't. It just depends on the person. And finally, I should say that when you wear a hearing aid on, it's not that great fun, because it's like wearing the headphones and it's in there all day, every day. And when you take it off, it's like taking off your shoes. It's just so nice. It's so nice. But unfortunately, we have to wear it. But like right now, it's quite good. It feels very good, I'm not gonna lie. It's just taking off your shoes after a long, hard day at work. That's the feeling that I get. So there we have it. Just a few myths that I want to kind of dispel, because people assume one thing and the other when it comes to hearing aids. I hope that makes sense. If you have any other questions, let me know in the comment section below. In the meantime, I'll see you soon. Take care.